In last class, we were solving problems based on vectorial notation of moment of a force, and we continue to do so in this class. We are going to solve the last problem based on that concept here. That is problem number 10. Now, Arpita, can you read the problem for me?
Yes, sir.
Yes.
Before before the trunk of a large tree is felled, cables AB and BC are attached as shown. Knowing that the tensions in cables A, B, and BC are 555 Newton and 660 Newton, respectively. Determine the moment about Q of the resultant force exerted on the tree by the cables B.
Okay. So what we have to do is we have to find out the moment of a force exerted at B by these two cables, cable BA and BC, and that moment is to be taken about point O. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do we proceed? So I said in last class we have two methods. One is first of all we will find out what is the resultant, or in for that matter what is the addition of these two tensions, and then whatever is the addition we will take moment of that force, addition of these two forces about point. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That is one method. That is method number one. What is the second method? In second method, we represent each of the tensions as a vector quantities independently. We take their moments about O independently and then we add them together. This is the another way of looking at the problem. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So right now we are going to solve the problem by method 1, and method 2 is homework for you. So you can verify whether you get the same answer or not. So in method 1, what we are going to do is we are going to add these two tensions in the cable. One is 555 Newton, another is 660 Newton. And then we are going to take moment of addition of these two forces or these two tensions about 2. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, as these cables carry tensile forces, therefore at B, these cables must be pulling. Are you with me? So, therefore, I have shown
Yes.
arrows of forces directed away from the point B. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
अगर ये forces pushing रहते तो I would have to show the direction of arrows towards point B. But as they are pulling in nature, because the cables can only carry tension, so therefore I have shown these two forces going away from them. So my first job here is to represent this 555 Newton force vectorially. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what do you know about this 555 Newton force? You know its point of application, you know its sense, it is pulling at B. However, we do not know its orientation of line of action. Do not know in the sense we have not expressed it vectorially. We know its magnitude as well. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So is this force directed from B to A?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So therefore, its direction will be given by unit vector in the direction B to A. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So first job in our hand is to find out unit vector from direction B to A. And how do we do that? So for that, in a given coordinate system, can we write down coordinates of A easily? So look at point A. What are its coordinates? So this is x-axis. So for better visibility, I will write it in bold letters. X, this is Z, and this is y-axis. Are you with me? This is
Yes,
positive
sir.
X, this is positive Z, and this is positive Y. So with reference to this, now can you tell me coordinates of A easily? It is situated on the back side of O. That means it is situated on the negative x side of O. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So its x coordinate is going to be minus 0.75. Do you agree?
Yes, sir.
These coordinates are given in meter. What will be its y coordinate? This point A. Yeah, go ahead. What will be the y coordinate?
7 meters.
Pardon?
7 meters.
0.
How? 0. Because point A is situated in the plane, in xz plane passing through O. So therefore its y coordinate is 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
I hope you have understood that. A point A is situated in xz plane passing through O. So its y coordinate is 0. So that I have written. And what is its z coordinate? So z coordinate is this distance. Are you with me?
6 meter. Yes, sir.
Yes. And is it on the positive z side or negative z side? Positive z side. So
Positive.
therefore it is plus 6. So we have written down coordinates of A in meter minus 0.7506. What are the coordinates of B? Coordinates are quite easy. Point B lies exactly above point B. So only y coordinate will prevail. X and z coordinates will be 0. Do you agree with me?
0. Yes, sir.
Yes. So what are the coordinates of point B? 0, 7, 0. Happy?
0. Yes, sir.
Let us also write down coordinates of point C. What are the coordinates of point C? Can you tell me? What is its x coordinate? Look at point C. Its x coordinate.
4.25.
Yes, it is positive 4.25 because it lies on this side along x-axis. On the positive x side of. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, I need your active participation. So think.
Yes,
If
sir.
there is any doubt, you can raise the doubt. So it is 4.25 meter x coordinate. What is its y coordinate?
Sir,
0.
6.
No, it is not 6. How can it be 6? Because y coordinate means you have to travel in this direction. This is y.
Okay, sir. Yes, sir. 0. Sorry, sir.
So y coordinate is 0. Are you with me? And what is its z coordinate? So z coordinate means you have to travel along this line. So if you travel along this line from O, what is the distance? 1 meter?
1.
Yes, sir.
So what are the coordinates of point C? 4.250, comma 1. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So by inspection, we have written down the coordinates of points A, B, and C. Now I need to write down unit vector directed along B to A. Why do I need to write down that? Because that is the direction of this 555 Newton force. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So how do I write that unit vector? It must be the magnitude of vector B. Sorry, it must be vector BA bar divided by magnitude of vector BA bar. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is vector BA bar? So vector is directed from B to A. So coordinates of A में से coordinates of B को minus करना है. So minus 0.75 minus 0. So it is minus 0.75 I cap.
0.75.
I cap.
Yes, sir.
Are you with me? Then 0 minus 7. A के
Minus 7.
coordinates में से B के coordinates को minus करना है. Because we are writing down vector directed from B to A. So minus 7 j cap. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. और तीसरा कौन सा
Plus
है?
6 K
6
cap.
plus 6 k cap. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This is the vector BA bar. What is its magnitude? Magnitude of that vector is going to be 0.75 square plus 7 square plus 6 square and square root of that. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So we have now found out what is the uh, unit vector directed along EBA. Now can you convert this unit? Can you find out these coefficients? Can you do minus 0.75 divided by denominator, minus 7 divided by denominator, and 6 divided by denominator? Tell me how much it is. One by one. जिसका पहले हो वो बता देना आंसर. Then I need one independent confirmation. I will also do with you.
$9.24.
Pardon?
9.24.
What is that? Denominator?
Yes, sir.
No. Tell me the coefficient of I cap, J cap, and K cap. So
Okay, sir.
square root of 0.75 square plus 7 square plus 6 square. Calculate. Is the first term 0.081?
Yes, sir.
So 0.081 obviously negative minus I cap. Happy? let us try to find out the second term. Second term turns out to be 0.756.
0.7575.
Yes, so 0.7567. That's what I got. 0.7567 J cap. And what is the third term?
0.649.
0.648. That's correct.
8.
That's okay. How do you round off this denominator? उसके ऊपर थोड़ा बहुत इधर उधर चलता है. So it is
Okay, sir.
0.648.
Yes,
I
sir.
did not round it off. मैंने ऑटोमेटिक जैसे कि जैसे लिया था इसलिए I got some deviating answer. It's okay. 6486 K cap. This is what I got. This is the unit vector along BA. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So now how do you write down this 555 Newton force vectorially? So first of all, I will call it as TBA bar. What does T stand for? It is tension directed from B to A. It is given as magnitude of this vector multiplied by unit vector in the direction of that tension. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
तो magnitude कितना है 555. So I have to multiply each of this term by 555. So 555 into EBA cap. This is going to be the vector or tension in member BA. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So let us multiply each of this term by 555. So what do I get? 555 multiplied by 0.081. So that turns out to be 45.95. 44.95. 44.95 I cap with negative sign. Then 0.7567 multiplied by 555, that turns out to be 403.
419.96.
403, right? 403 है ना?
Sir, 419,
No, I'm sorry.
419.96.
0.7567 multiplied by 555. 419.96.
Yes, sir.
Yes, you are right. 419.96 or 97 J cap. Happy? Plus
0.64.
0.6486 multiplied by 555.
Sir, 355.2.
973.
359.973. So plus 359.97 K cap. And what is, you cannot simply write this. This was unit vector. So all these coefficients were in meter. But now as this is a force, because we are multiplying by the by Newton here, therefore the unit of this force must be in newtons. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So this is TBA bar. Now on similar lines, I will have to write down the 660 Newton force BC directed along B to C. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So I will have to write down unit vector in the direction of direction BC. How do I write that? It is vector BC bar divided by magnitude of vector BC bar. How do I write vector BC bar? So CK coordinates minus BK coordinates. So 4.25 I cap. Happy?
Yes, sir.
CK coordinates minus BK coordinates. So minus 7 J
7.
cap. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
CK coordinates minus BK coordinates. So 1 K cap.
Minus K cap.
No, plus. CK coordinate में से BK coordinates को minus करना है. When you write down vector directed from B to C, it is coordinates of C minus coordinates of B. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Yeah. So 4.25 I cap minus 7 J cap plus 1 K cap is vector BC bar. What is the magnitude of vector B? So I will have to take square root of 4.25 square plus 1. And now tell me what is EBC cap? So let us try to calculate this. alpha x divided by square root of 4.25 square plus 7 square plus 1 square. Calculate. So what is x? X is 4.25 for the first. So you get it as 0.5151 I cap. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Is anyone else getting this? Please confirm.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now let us calculate for the second terms, that is 0.8484. Is that right? 84
Yes, sir.
J cap. Let me calculate for the third term. So this is equal to 1. Then it turns out to be 0.1212. 0.1212. Is that right?
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
Yes,
K
sir.
cap. Okay. So we have calculated unit vector directed along direction BC. थोड़ा सा calculation में आप भी जरा देखा करो. I have a tendency to do calculation mistakes. So EBC cap is equal to 0.5151 I cap minus 0.8484 J cap plus 0.1212 K cap. Now what is how do I write tension in cable BC? So I am going to write that as TBC bar. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And that will be written as magnitude of TBC bar, which is 660 Newton. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Multiplied by EBC cap. Is my voice clear or is it breaking?
Sir,
It's
it's
Can you
clear.
clear? Okay. Now, so let us calculate this. 660 into 515.
Sir,
Point
339.96.
339.9. That's correct. 339.9 I cap. What is the value for J cap? 0.848.
559.68 J cap.
No, I got it as 436.926. Can anybody? Oh, no. It has to be multiplied by 660. I'm sorry.
Sir, I got it as 559.94.
That's right. She was right. 559.94 J cap. And can you tell me the third value?
79.992 K cap.
79.992 K cap. That's right. 99 K cap. This is in Newton and this is TBC. Happy? So we have now found out vector representation of tensions in cable BA and BC. And now we have to find out their resultant. Right now we have not yet defined what is resultant thoroughly, but here we take it as addition of these two tensions. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is the resultant of these two tensions or addition of these two tensions? I am going to call it as R bar. This will be equal to TBA bar plus TBC bar. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And now you need not apply any parallelogram law or vector law, triangle law, nothing. You have to simply add the coefficients of I cap, J cap, and K cap. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So look at TBA bar. What is TBA bar's I cap coefficient? Minus 45.95. So can you tell me how much is minus 45.95 minus 45.95 plus 339.9? That turns out to
294.95.
293.95, right? 293.95 I cap. Okay. Now, if we, oh, it is 44.95. So it will be 294. I'm sorry, 294.95, right? Is that right?
Yes,
Sir,
sir.
295.01.
Just give me a second. 44.9. No, it is 294.95.
Yes, sir.
Yes, sir.
294.95.
Then we have to add J cap coefficient. Now J cap coefficient both are negative, so we are going to have addition 419.97 plus 559.94. So how much
So
is that?
minus 979.91.
Yeah, with negative sign. So 979.91 J cap. Happy? Plus we have to add 359.97 plus 79.99. Is that
439.96.
429.96.
Yes, sir.
439.96? 439.96. Is that right? Yeah.
Yes,
Yes,
sir.
sir.
So this is R bar. And this is resultant of TBA bar plus TBC bar. We have to take moment of this R bar about which point? Tell me. About O point. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is our definition of so let me draw that R bar. That R bar will look something like this. Happy? And we have to take, it is acting at point B. We have to take its moment about O. So by definition, what is moment of R bar about B? How do I write that? So it is going to be position vector R bar cross R bar. Capital R bar is the force जिसका हम moment ले रहे हैं, and small R bar is the position vector. That position vector should be directed from O to B. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
This is position vector R bar. Because we are taking moment at O and this R bar is acting at B, the position vector will be directed from O to B and it is written as, it is shown as this line, vertical line from O to B. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, therefore, I say OB bar is equal to R bar. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what is the next thing? Next thing is we have to calculate R bar equal to OB bar. Happy? How do we calculate OB bar? What are the coordinates of OB? Tell me. 0, 0, 0. Because O is the origin. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
What are coordinates of B? Coordinates of B are already in place. 0, 7, 0. So I am going to say this one. You can write down OB bar even by inspection, but we will follow a traditional way because that by it is not always possible to write down this R bar by inspection. So this R bar is equal to OB bar. So I have to do coordinates of B minus coordinates of O. So it is 0 I cap. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Plus 7 J cap plus 0 K cap. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So R bar is equal to 7 J cap. This can also be written by inspection, but I encourage you to follow this traditional method because it is not always possible to write it by inspection. So R bar is 7 J cap. So what is moment of R bar about O? It is R bar cross. Sorry, it is not about B. It is about O. Moment is to be calculated about O. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So R bar cross R bar. So how do I write that? What is R bar? Tell me what are, let me write it as a determinant I cap, J cap, K cap. What is the I cap coefficient of R bar, small R bar? 0. What is the K cap coefficient of small R bar? 0. What is the J cap coefficient of small R bar? 7. Happy? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, now what is the I cap coefficient of capital R bar? 294.95. 294.95. Happy?
Yes, sir.
What is the J cap coefficient? Minus 979.91. Minus 979.91. And what is the K cap coefficient? 439.96. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Due to space crunch, I have written it in this fashion, but it is a determinant. So let us calculate that determinant. How do I calculate that? I cap into bracket 7 into 439.96 minus 0, because product of 979.91 and 0 is 0. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Then minus j cap into bracket 0 into 439.96, that is 0, minus 0 into 294.95, that is also 0. So 0 j cap. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
And plus k cap into bracket, chalo, it will be 0 into 979.91, that turns out to be 0, minus 7 into 294.995. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, and what will be the unit of this moment? It will be in Newton meter, because I have multiplied force, I have forces in Newton and lengths in meter. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so now can you tell me what is the first term? Somebody please do it and let me know. 7 into 439.96, how much?
Sir, 3079.72 ICAP.
Pardon, how much?
3079.72 ICAP.
See, 307
9
9
0.72
0.72 I cap.
ICAP.
Okay. And can you tell me how much is 7 into 294.95?
2064.65.
2064.65
ICAP.
K. This is the moment of R bar about O. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Newton meter. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Okay, तो प्रॉब्लम का सॉल्यूशन तो यहाँ पे खत्म हुआ. The problem solution has been done, but we are, and of course you have to do it by method 2. So how are you going to do it by method 2? You are going to take moment of TBA bar about O. You are going to take moment of TBC bar about O, and then you are going to add the moments. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
That should give you the same result, that you can cross verify at your home. So method 2 is homework. Now the problem is over here, but for our understanding we are going to do something more. What are we going to do now? If I ask you the question, uh, if I change the narrative, so I am going to take few additions in this problem, additional work. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Problem solution is over here, but now I want you to find out moment of R bar about x-axis passing through O. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
The narrative has changed. पहले narrative क्या था? I want to find out moment of addition of these two tensions about point O. Now I am specifying the axis as well. I want you to find out moment of R bar about x-axis passing through O. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
देखो, when the narrative was, it is moment about a point. It had ijk components, so it was a vector quantity. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So this moment had three components: about x-axis passing through O, about y-axis passing through O, about z-axis passing through. But when I say I want moment of R bar about x-axis passing through O, I have already freezed the axis. So this will be a scalar quantity. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
You have to understand this is a vector quantity. Happy? Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Now, why it is vector quantity? Because it is a cross product of two vectors. Cross product of two vectors is always a vector quantity. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore, this is a vector quantity. Now, how do I find out moment of R bar about x-axis passing through O? So what is the unit vector along x-axis? It is I cap. So we have already discussed this. What I have to do is I have to calculate moment of R bar about O and multiply it by and take its dot product with unit vector along x-axis, because I want to find out moment of R bar about x-axis passing through O. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So if I take this dot product, so what is going to happen? So this quantity as it is, happy?
Yes, sir.
This is moment of R bar about O. This, it's dot product with I cap. And how much is that? So I cap dot I cap is 1. Are you with me? It is I square. I square is 1. So it is going to be 3079.72 Newton meter. And K cap dot I cap is 0 because K cap is directed along Z, I cap is directed along X. Their dot product is going to be 0 because by definition dot product is magnitude of K cap into magnitude of I cap into cos of angle between them. Cos of angle between them is 90. So cos of 90 is 0. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So therefore I get moment of R bar about X axis through O as 3079.72 Newton meter. It is a scalar quantity. Agreed?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now we are going to look at this in bit more depth. What is moment of R bar about O? Can you tell me? It is R bar cross R bar. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So moment, देखो मैं क्या लिख रहा हूँ? Moment of R bar about X axis through O. It is moment of R bar about O, which I can write it as R bar cross R bar. Its dot product with I cap. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
So what do we call such kind of product as? Is it a scalar triple product? Vector में हमने किया था ना ये. If you have cross product of a vector and to that cross product, if you have a dot product of another vector, we call that as scalar triple product. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Product. And we always know that scalar triple product is a scalar quantity. So that's the result. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
To strengthen this concept, now I am going to define an arbitrary axis. So I define another point E in the space. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
This is the addition now. The problem solution has been over. Now we are adding to it. I define another point E in space having coordinates 30, 30, and 30. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
What are the coordinates of E? 30, 30, 30. And now I ask you to find out moment of the addition of two tensions about axis OE, about OE through O. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Did you understand the narrative now? I want to find out what is the moment of these two tensions about this axis. Are you with me? OE axis के about कितना moment है वो component हमें find out करना है. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So how do we do that? So what do I have to do? It is nothing but moment of R bar about O multiply or its dot product with unit vector in the direction OE. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So now how do we find out unit vector in the direction OE? There is some disturbance from your side. I will ask someone else to unmute.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So Apurva, can you no, Apurva, I have already asked once. So Archit, can you unmute? Archit Kore. You have to either respond in chat box or on microphone. Otherwise, I will assume the student is absent and I will put the student in waiting list, waiting room. So Archit, are you present? No response.
Yes.
Yes. Okay. So can you keep yourself unmuted for some time? Archit?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So now we are calculating unit vector in direction OE. So how do we do that? It is OE bar divided by magnitude of OE bar. Happy? Okay, Archit, it seems there is some issue. Gaurav, can you unmute? Gaurav Mahore, can you unmute?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So now can you tell me how do we write vector OE bar? तो उसके लिए हमें क्या करना पड़ेगा? Coordinates of E minus coordinates of O. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So coordinates of E are 30, 30 and 30 and coordinates of O are 0, 0, 0. So what will be this vector? It will be 30 I cap plus 30 j cap plus 30 k cap. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
30 k cap. And what is the magnitude of OE bar? So square root of 30 square
30 square plus
plus
30 square.
30 square plus 30 square.
Yes,
Now we will stop here. What we are going to do, it means we will stop solving this problem here. Now the rest of the job is easy. You already know moment of R bar about O. Take its dot product with this. So how do we do that? You are going to solve that determinant. You are going to represent this dot product as a determinant as shown here. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Sorry, not determinant. Okay, let us solve it. Can you tell me what is the first term?
30 I cap.
No, it is 30 divided by
Oh, okay. 30 divided by root under
square root of 30 square into 3. Calculate. So it
Yes,
is
sir.
30.
0.577.
Yes. So it is 0.577. 0.577 into bracket I cap plus j cap plus k cap. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So what do we do next? So next is we have to take dot product of these two. So do we have moment of R bar about O? Yes, it is this quantity. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So let me borrow that quantity here. It is equal to this quantity multiplied by or its dot product with this. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, when I take the product, I dot I is 1. So it is going to be 3079.72 into 0.577. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Then I dot K is 0. Then J dot I is 0. J dot K is 0. Now K dot I is 0 and K dot K is 1. So it is
Yes, sir.
going to be minus 2064.65 multiplied by 0.577. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So can you tell me how much is that? So this was a separate step. Then this was inbuilt here. And we get this. So do this calculation. So moment of R bar about OE through O is equal. Yes, tell me. Can someone do this calculation and let me know the value?
Just a minute.
Sir, 585.687.
Okay. Independent confirmation. Yes, you are right. I also got this.
Yes,
So
sir.
it is 5856.
Yes, sir.
0.95 Newton meter. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And now this value has turned out to be positive. So we will also look at the meaning of positive value. So this is O. Are you with me? And this is E.
Yes,
If
sir.
I join the line OE, and if I direct my thumb of right hand in the direction OE, the curved fingers will tell me the direction of this moment. So this moment is of this nature. Are you with me?
Yes, sir. No, sir, that upward.
Pardon?
That right hand thumb, sir.
Yes, right hand thumb. So outstretch your thumb of right hand from in the direction O to E. The curved fingers will indicate the direction of this movement.
So
Are
wait,
you
I think from O to E, sir, it will be towards yourself. Yes.
Is this shown view correct?
No, sir, I think
No,
it's
sir.
No, sir.
It's correct.
Sometimes it depends on in which perspective you are looking. So I will just wait for me. I will come. I will show it one minute. So right hand thumb is in this direction. Let us consider. Okay, now it is this way. Are you able to imagine that now? To be precise, let me show this line dotted so that you understand. Are you able to imagine this now?
yes, sir. I got it.
Yes. So therefore, this is the direction of the moment. That's what this positive sign means. So we have now completed discussion of moment of a force. First, we started with the scalar representation. Then we talked about vector representation. In vector representation of moment of a force, we had two entities. One, moment of a force at a point, that is a vector quantity, and then moment of a force about an axis passing through a point, that is a scalar quantity. ये दोनों तरीके के problems हमने solve कर लिए. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Now, in last class, we also discussed some preliminary notion of a resultant. We are going to build our case on that. We are going to try and understand resultant in a deeper sense. But for that, we need to understand what are the various force systems that we can deal with. So let me show those force systems to you. So let us look at various force systems. I'm going to show you few diagrams. Let us say this is x-axis, this is y-axis, and this is z-axis, and this is a cube oriented in a space, and it is acted upon by such kind of forces. This is P1, this is P2, this is P3, and this is Pn. So you have n number of forces shown in this nature, and let me call this point as point B. Now, let me show you another force system. This is X. This is X. Oh, sorry. This is, let us call this as Z. This is X. Coming out of the plane of board is Z. If there are students from other divisions who are creating nuisance, please leave the room immediately. No song should be played in this class. I am very particular about it, or otherwise I am going to skip the syllabus. It is going to be harmful for the entire division. And if this happens once again, then I will also have a stricter settings of the meeting. So then you will not be able to interact. So जो डिवीजन के इस डिवीजन के लोग हैं, बाहर के डिवीजन के लोगों को आइडेंटिफाई करके मुझे बताओ, ये आपका काम है. चलो. So this is X, this is Y. Sorry, this is Z and this is Y. Now, let us have a body like this here, and you have forces P1, P2, P3. Let us have in this same plane another body with the forces P1, P2, P3, P4. Okay. Then in this same system, let us have another cube subjected to P1, P2, P3, P3. Okay. Now, can you tell me the difference between first two systems and next two systems? What is the primary difference? Can you tell me? Tell me, Aryan. Can you? Aryan? Roll number 78. No response here. No response in microphone. I will assume the student is absent. So Aryan, are you present?
Yes, sir.
Yes. So what is the difference between these two systems and these two force systems? What do you feel? Yes, Aryan, go ahead. Chalo, bolo. Are you able to categorize the difference between these two force systems, the upper two and lower two?
Um,
What is the difference? Can you spell it out? Some answer yes, no, whatever it is.
The difference between the point of application.
Difference between the point of application, as in
जैसे कि फर्स्ट केस में सारे फोर्सेस मतलब सबकी डायरेक्शन एक ही पॉइंट पे, पर सेकंड केस में मतलब सबके पॉइंट ऑफ एप्लीकेशन अलग है. P1, P2, P3 अलग ही अलग पॉइंट पे प्रेशर लगा रहे हैं या फोर्स लगा रहे हैं.
So is it Shreya?
Yes sir.
Yeah, okay. Now, so he said something, but I want a difference between these two force systems and these two force systems. Shlok, can you tell me what is the difference? Shlok, can you unmute? Shlok Verma. Shreya, you can mute yourself now. Shlok, you need to unmute.
Yes, sir.
Yeah, so can you tell me what is the difference between the two force systems that are shown on the upper side and two on the lower side? Yes, Shlok.
So the point of application are different.
No, point of application will not distinguish between these two systems. No. Okay, Agassi, can you tell me? Can you unmute?
One is 3D and one is 2D.
Yeah. So if you look at the first force system, the force are oriented in all the three directions, X, Y, Z. But if you look at the lines of actions of forces in the lower force system, all the lines of actions, they do prevail in a single plane. So therefore, the first system, we call it as 3D force system or space force system. Are you with me, Agassi?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir.
Whereas the next force system, we call it as 2D force system or planar force system. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Or we also call it as coplanar force system. Coplanar force system. So whenever lines of actions of all the forces acting on a body, they lie in a single plane. It need not necessarily be XZ plane, XY plane, or YZ plane. Not required. If lines of actions of all the forces acting on a body, they lie in a single plane, then we call that system as 2D or coplanar force system. Are you with me, Agassi?
Yes, sir.
Okay. And now, even if one of the force has its line of action not in the plane of lines of actions of other forces, we call that system as 3D or space force system. एक भी फोर्स का लाइन ऑफ एक्शन अगर बाकी सारे फोर्सेस के लाइन ऑफ एक्शंस के प्लेन में नहीं है तो हम उसको बोलेंगे 3D और स्पेस फोर्स सिस्टम. आर यू विथ मी?
Yes, sir.
Okay. So therefore, the basic categorization of these two force systems is either a space force system or a planar or coplanar force system. Now let us have a look at two diagrams or two bodies that I have shown in a 3D force system. If you look at the first diagram, lines of actions of all the forces, they do converge in a single point B. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Whereas if you look at the next space force system, the lines of actions of the all the forces, they do not meet in single point. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So based on that, we categorize this 3D or space force system further. We call the first system as concurrent force system. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And the second one as non-concurrent force system. Happy?
Yes, sir. Happy.
Okay. So therefore, whenever lines of actions of all the forces do pass through a single point, we call it as a concurrent force system. When line of action of at least one force does not pass through the intersection of line of action of other forces, then we call that as non-concurrent force system. Happy?
Yes, sir.
Now, can you tell me in this figure? No doubt it is 2D or coplanar force system. But the first one, is it a concurrent or non-concurrent force system?
Non-concurrent.
Yes, the first one is non-concurrent. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
And the second one, is it concurrent or non-concurrent?
It's concurrent.
Concurrent. Now, one interesting point that you have to observe is uh, the intersection of line of action of all these forces. It does not lie on the body. It lies outside the body. It is immaterial. Are
Yes,
you with
sir.
me?
Yes,
So
sir.
the intersection of line of actions of all the forces, even if it lies on the other end of the universe, we are going to call that system as concurrent force system. Happy?
Okay, sir.
Okay, so therefore, concurrent force system is a system in which the intersection of line of action of all the forces acting on a body is one. That intersection of that point may not lie on the body, it may lie outside the body. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay, so we have defined this. Now we will close today's session by considering a simple example. Imagine that two stones are hanging from the roof. This is stone 1. I will call it as S1, and this is stone 2, S2. Each of these stone is going to have its own weight. So I am going to show this as W1 and this as W2. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
What kind of force system is it? Is it a concurrent force system or non-concurrent force system?
So the two combined.
Yeah, of this system. The entire system.
Non-concurrent, I would say.
Pardon?
Non-concurrent.
हाँ. So अब यहाँ पे थोड़ा सा देखो. This weights are hanging on a earth surface. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
Okay. The weight acts from where to where? It acts from the center of gravity of a point to the center of gravity of a earth. Do you agree with me?
Yes, sir.
even this weight W2 is going to act from center of gravity of this object to center of gravity of the earth. Do you
Yes,
agree?
sir. Yes,
So
sir.
therefore, if you consider all the hanging weights here, they in fact do form a concurrent force system. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
Because
Yes, sir.
their lines of actions are going to pass through center of gravity of Earth. However, for all practical purposes, as radius of the Earth is very large, it is tending to infinity for all practical purposes. It is finite, but it is very large. Therefore, we consider this system as parallel force system or non-concurrent force system. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So all for practical applications, we consider this kind of system as non-concurrent. However, in strictest sense, if I have to speak, it is a concurrent force system. Happy?
Yes, sir.
So first of all, we have to take a decision looking at a force system. What kind of force system is it? Is it a 3D force system or coplanar force system? Whether it is a concurrent or non-concurrent? And then for all these four cases, space concurrent, space non-concurrent,
Concurrent.
and then planar non-concurrent and planar concurrent. In सबके लिए we are going to define something called as resultant. Are you with me?
Yes, sir.
So that's coming up, that we will do in next class. And as per my style, I won't be spending much time on the theory. Instead, I will demonstrate resultant of for all these four cases through numerical examples. Are you with me?
Okay, sir.
That is easy to understand in my opinion. So we will solve problems based on these four cases. So with this, let us close for today. You can put your attendance on the same link. For new students, I request someone of you to reshare that link. Just don't tag that link on the group, reshare it so that the new students can use it for marking their attendance. Let us close now.
Thank you, sir.
Don't mention your name number in chat box. I will not be relying on the attendance in chat box. Attendance is to be marked on uh, link. And ensure that you write your PO number, not roll number.